welcome back. We are here to do the firstly the sadhana of the white Prajnaparamita. So, which you all have a text, have you? Or if you go in the screen share. I believe you have already been sent a copy. In any case, so sit still, and here we're going to do the short but very blessed sadhana practice. So join your hands at the heart, and we will first of all do the refuge prayer 3 times. That you're going to do this wholeheartedly, taking refuge in the triple gem, who is embodied in the form of a guru, in the form of Prajnaparamita. And so in her, we take refuge for the benefit of all sentient beings. So with this, you join your hands at the heart. Let's do the refuge and bodhicitta prayer 3 times. I and all beings take refuge in the guru and triple gem until enlightenment reached, and will attain Buddhahood in order to benefit all sentient beings. I and all beings take refuge in the guru and triple gem until enlightenment reached, and will attain Buddhahood in order to benefit all beings. I and all beings take refuge in the guru and triple gem until enlightenment reached, and will attain Buddhahood in order to benefit all sentient beings. Now we recite this mantra of emptiness. Om Jana Yada Jana Vaja Zobhava Atma Goham. Now imagine your ordinary physical body, your whole dualistic appearances vanish pricelessly, and there's amazing, indescribable pool of luminosity. And we're going to manifest now as Prajnaparamita. We'll slowly read how we manifest. From emptiness, one's mind appears as a white syllable Om upon a lotus and moon disk. Rays of light issue from this to honor the holy beings and to benefit sentient beings. The light rays then reabsorb into the Om. One's self instantly becomes the blessed one, Prajnaparamita, brilliant, white, and beautiful. One is adorned with major and minor mouths. Beautifully adorned with silks and precious ornaments, one is seated in diamond posture. One's hand in preaching gesture at the heart are holding stem of white and red lotuses, the petals of which are blossoming at the level of one's own ears. The book of perfection wisdom rests upon the 2 lotuses. Now pause here and focus a little bit on the form of the Prajnaparamita, if we can screen share that. So we are manifesting identical to this goddess Prajnaparamita, who's not solid, who's not tangible, who are like a hologram, but whose embodiment of the wisdom discerning the nature of emptiness. You're completely appearing in the form of a goddess Prajnaparamita, exquisite and appealing. And then in the center of, now read this paragraph, in the center of one's heart is an 8-petal lotus. Upon this, from syllable Om arises a wisdom being Jnana Sattva, which is a small Prajnaparamita, who resembles oneself. Samaya Sattva. So you are Prajnaparamita, in your heart there's a small Prajnaparamita, that's called Jnana Sattva. Within her heart, upon a lotus and a moon disk, is a white syllable Om. This is called Samadhi Sattva, concentration being. Now focus on this, pause here just for 1 minute, and just focus on these three-tiered sattvas. Samaya Sattva yourself as a Prajnaparamita, then small Samayana Sattva in your heart chakra, identical, then see syllable Om at her heart. All of these are nature light, 3 in 1. When you're holding your mind in a deity like Prajnaparamita like this, you should really hold one pointedly, not allowing to wander, becoming dull or bored or distracted, but always trying to say, I am Prajnaparamita. Samaya Sattva is this. In my heart is Jnana Sattva is small, Prajnaparamita. Then in her heart is seed syllable Om. All of these are nature of light and inseparably one. And so try to stay in that mind. Now we will read the description of what you should be doing and knowingly seeing and feeling. You will be doing the mantra recitation, so that's what we will do in a minute, but you will be knowingly visualizing this. So let's read together. Raise a pearl-like white mantra rosary, radiate from this Om. The rosary exits through one's navel, comes out, goes down from heart chakra, goes down through navel, and then and comes out and through your mouth, and goes back to the heart, and then it continuously, that dissolves into seed syllable Om into your heart, and this rosary now spins from your mouth, from your heart goes to navel, navel to your mouth, and then goes to the heart goes, it spins continue, white color. As the rosary spins like a firebrand, all darkness of ignorance is dispelled, and the brilliance of transcendental wisdom is illuminated. With this visualization, one should recite the mantra. So one should do the recitation mantra, but consciously, not just say the mantra, but that you are illuminating, you are dispelling the confusion, the misunderstanding, the darkness, the wrong views that people have, and they're so stagnant with that. Imagine you're wholeheartedly sending light to dispel those things. So that's you should know. You should see the actual light shining through the mantra rosary spinning. So you should visualize, you have to imagine the light spinning between your mouth and navel, and then continuously, and that's the visualization. And you're not ordinary, your God is Prajnaparamita. You're doing this to dispel the whole ignorance, confusion, misunderstanding, despair, sadness in the world. So you need to really feel like a big, amazing mother who compassionately sending her love to all sentient beings, and all negativities, confusion, misunderstanding dispelled. So with this in mind, you should feel empathy and know that this is necessary, and with this mind, one pointedly, we recite the mantra 21 times, everyone. Thank you. Om Bizu Bizu Pranja Vardhani Zola Zola Mada Vardhani Dire Dire Buddha Vardhani So Om Bizu Bizu Pranja Vardhani Zola Zola Mada Vardhani Dire Dire Buddha Vardhani So Om Bizu Bizu Pranja Vardhani Zola Zola Mada Vardhani Dire Dire Siddhi Buddha Vardhani Swava Om Bizu Bizu Pranja Vardhani Dola Dola Mada Vardhani Dire Dire Buddha Vardhani Swava Om Bizu Bizu Pranja Vardhani Dola Dola Mada Vardhani Dire Dire Buddha Vardhani Swava Om Bizu Bizu Pranja Vardhani Dola Dola Mada Vardhani Dire Dire Buddha Vardhani Swava Om Bizu Bizu Pranja Vardhani Dola Dola Mada Vardhani Dire Dire Buddha Vardhani So Om Bizu Bizu Pranja Vardhani Dola Dola Mada Vardhani Dire Dire Buddha Vardhani So Om Bizu Bizu Pranja Vardhani Dola Dola Mada Vardhani Dire Dire Buddha Vardhani So Om Bizu Bizu Pranja Vardhani Dola Dola Mada Vardhani Dire Dire Buddha Vardhani So Om Bizu Bizu Pranja Vardhani Dola Dola Mada Vardhani Dire Dire Buddha Vardhani So Om Bizu Bizu Pranja Vardhani Dola Dola Mada Vardhani Dire Dire Buddha Vardhani So Om Bizu Bizu Pranja Vardhani Dola Dola Mada Vardhani Dire Dire Buddha Vardhani So Om Bizu Bizu Pranja Vardhani Dola Dola Mada Vardhani Dire Dire Buddha Vardhani So Om Bizu Bizu Pranja Vardhani Dola Dola Mada Vardhani Dire Dire Buddha Vardhani So Om Bizu Bizu Pranja Vardhani Dola Dola Mada Vardhani Dire Dire Buddha Vardhani So Om Bizu Bizu Pranja Vardhani Dola Dola Mada Vardhani Dire Dire Buddha Vardhani So Om Bizu Bizu Pranja Vardhani Dola Dola Mada Vardhani Dire Dire Buddha Vardhani So Om Bizu Bizu Pranja Vardhani Dola Dola Mada Vardhani Dire Dire Buddha Vardhani So Om Bizu Bizu Pranja Vardhani Dola Dola Mada Vardhani Dire Dire Buddha Vardhani So Om Bizu Bizu Pranja Vardhani Dola Dola Mada Vardhani Dire Dire Buddha Vardhani So May the Blessed Mother bestow the illumination of transcendent wisdom upon us all. With this now, visualize that your forehead is marked by a seed syllable Om. Your throat is marked by a seed syllable Ah. And the heart is marked by a seed syllable Hum. So you are completely armored. Your wisdom of knowing emptiness of all has armored your body, speech, and mind. So see this white Om, red Ah, blue Hung at your forehead, throat, and heart. Always seals you and just holds you in that great sense of awareness. So this particular meditation doesn't have any dissolution visualization. So it means when you finish the sadhana, you remain always in the form of a goddess, Prajnaparamita. So with this in mind now, we do the dedication merits. By this merit, may I and all beings without exception swiftly attain enlightenment and be established on the stage of Blessed Mother Prajnaparamita. Yeah, so that concludes the sadhana of the Blessed Mother, White Prajnaparamita. So now we're going to do the single letter R meditation, and we have the text that we will screen share, and I'm sure all of the hardworking translators have translated this. If you have that, you can screen share to your languages. So we will first of all every meditation has three parts. The first is the preliminary, then the main meditation, then conclusion. So for the single letter R meditation, first we have to do the refuge, 4 immeasurables, 7 for prayers, and then taking the bodhisattva vows. So we have to do that first. And then we come to the next. So let's do that first. Everybody join your hands at the heart. And here you visualize in the space above Shakyamuni Buddha, fully enlightened one, and with all the other Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in the space before you. So we'll chant the refuge prayer. And the Buddha Dharma Sangha I did it. Now we do the 4 immeasurables. Happiness and the cause of happiness, may there be bread from suffering, and the cause of suffering, may they never from the happiness that knows no suffering, may they dwell in free from attachment and to those may all beings have happiness and the cause of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the cause of suffering. May they never part from the happiness that knows no suffering. May they dwell in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion to those near and far. May all beings have happiness and cause of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the cause of suffering. May they never part from happiness that knows no suffering. May they dwell in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion to those near and far. Now we will do the 7 fall prayers. Oda da ga da za te vo da en chen da re shan lan zo yu me scroll down. As a John, the Buddha, the as many Buddha as a John, say amid all the thus imagine all the mare completely the conqueror so praise body is not none ocean of music. I praise all the Buddha quality. And you Lord, the Sugada, Sakya flowers and holy garden, Sembaba, the finest umbrella, exquisite as sweet as I offer to the conqueror. Sakya garments and bells of perfume, visit by the healer, my mother, special design and open wonder. I offer to the conqueror, all dissolving was and azab. I met the Buddha with my mind by the same of everything good as I bow down to the conqueror. Every measure I have committed with my body was a mime to greater delusion. I confess the each and every one. I rejoice in all of the merit of conquerors in generation. They all say, Prateka Buddha, Lena, Lena, Zelevin, Yo, Hello, Hewa, Dita, Jelai, Abada, as I enter you, Kutanda, Hilewe, Odama, before the humble, others go at an Costa, the Kala, Gabana, whatever merit I have agreed, if you the converse, request, prayer I do, to the Lord So that's the sevenfold prayer. Sevenfold prayer can be done many situations. So here there's no difference. Now we're going to take renew our bodhisattva vows, relative bodhisattva vows, by imagining all the Buddhas, bodhisattvas, and Prajnaparamita, and then we're going to renew the few bodhisattva vows. Join your hands at the heart. Imagine all the Buddhas or Bodhisattvas who read your mind are listening from your sincere heart. All Buddhas, fully enlightened, blessed ones, dwelling in the 10 directions, Bodhisattvas, Mahasattvas, abide in the 10 stages, and great Vajrahoda Gurus, please pay attention to me. And again in Buddha, go for refuge in Buddha. Sadhana Sangha Bodhisattva Again, for the second time, all Buddhas, fully enlightened, blessed ones, dwelling in the 10 directions, Bodhisattvas and Mahasattvas abide in the 10 stages, and great Vajrahoda Gurus, please pay attention to me. And again, Buddha, who go for refuge in Buddha, also Dhamma and Sangha, Bodhisattva is Zambe, Hava Bodhi also Vedreda virtues and Vida any Jame Buddha Segobi, as also God as Oba Geradu Bodhi. The Bodhisattva present Oda Seko Obiye I embrace Bodhidata. Also learned to live by the presence Now for the third time. All Buddhas, fully enlightened, blessed one, dwelling in the 10 directions, Bodhisattvas and Mahasattvas abide in the 10 stages, and great Vajrahoda Gurus, please pay attention to me. And again, Buddha, go for refuge in Buddha, Asadama Sangha, Bodhisattva Assemble, Hava Bodhi Asava, Tita virtues and merit. Vidavani Jame Bodha Sekobi, as also God as Oba Geradu Bodhi. The Bodhisattva present Jesus and Ego. Oda Sekobi, I am Bodhi. Also learned by the present Jesus and Ego. So that concludes the preliminary of doing the single Ah meditation. Now visualize this syllable Ah, that's the Ah letter in your heart. And then imagine that this, because it's light, it's radiating a lot of light, and it is then emanating many, like a star shooting, many tiny Ahs emanate from this, and your whole body, your ordinary physical body, is completely covered and inundated, intravenously, externally, in the flesh, everywhere. There's not a single form of your body visible. You have completely become covered by Ahs, uncountable. Then wherever there is Ah, they all incinerates your gross bones, joints, and muscles, your illnesses, your habits, your feelings, your wrong emotions, your memories, and all your 5 aggregates from the gross solid and liquid and gas, feelings, emotion, all of these things are purified, and there's nothing whatsoever left. There's no you. There's just Ah that has completely replaced you. Many Ahs. And that single Ah then instantly appears yourself as Goddess Prajnaparamita, who is yellow, burnished gold color, on the seat that you are standing on, not soiled by anything. You are standing upright. Reason why you're standing is your readiness to go to benefit sentient beings. And with your first right hand, you're brandishing a sword of wisdom. That's this mind as sharp as wisdom discerning emptiness, to sever the net of affliction of sentient beings, completely bound. You need to go and rescue them. So we have to cut all of sentient beings from the bondages. And the second right hand is counting beads, prayer beads, holding a prayer bead to signify that you are liberating each and every sentient being. One sentient being is too many to ignore. So there's no one missing. And the first left hand is in meditation posture. And the second left hand is holding the scripture. So with this in mind, we will now visualize yourself already in the form of the goddess Prajnaparamita. And now we will read the Heart Sutra. Okay, can we now do the Heart Sutra, everybody? Thus, to the perfection of wisdom, the Blessed Mother, I pay homage. Thus I have heard at one time, Blessed Mother Bhagavan was dwelling in Rajgriha at Vulture's Peak, together with the great assembly of monastics and a great assembly of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Blessed One was absorbed in samadhi on the enumeration of phenomena called profound illumination. Also, at that time, the bodhisattva, but that bodhisattva, great being, superior Avalokiteshvara, was contemplating on the meaning of the profound perfection wisdom, and he saw that the five aggregates, and that he saw the five aggregates also are empty of inherent existence. Then through the power of the Buddha, the Venerable Shariputra said to the Bodhisattva, the great being, the superior Avalokiteshvara, how should a son or a daughter of good lineage train who wishes to practice the profound perfection of wisdom? Thus he spoke, and the Bodhisattva, the great being, the superior Avalokiteshvara, said this to Venerable Shariputra. Shariputra, whatever son or daughter of good lineage wishes to practice the profound perfection wisdom should view in this way. They should correctly view those five aggregates also as empty of inherent existence. Form is emptiness, emptiness is form, emptiness not other than form, form is not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling and discrimination, composition of factors, and consciousness are empty. Shariputra, in the same way, all phenomena are merely empty. They are without characteristics. They are not created. They do not cease. They have no impurity. They are not devoid of impurity. They do not decrease and increase. Therefore, Shariputra, in emptiness, there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no composition of factors, no consciousness, no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no touch, and no phenomena. There is no element, and so forth, up to no mind element, and up to no element of mental consciousness. There is no ignorance, no exhaustion of ignorance, and so forth. There is no aging and death, and no exhaustion of aging and death. In the same way, there is no suffering, no origin, no cessation, no path, no exalted wisdom, no attainment, and no non-attainment. Therefore, Shariputra, because bodhisattvas have no attainment, they depend on and abide in the perfection of wisdom. Because their mind is without obstructions, they are without fear. Having completely passed beyond all error, they go to the completion of nirvana. All Buddhas who abide in the three times, having relied upon the perfection of wisdom, became manifestly perfect Buddhas in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, and complete enlightenment. Therefore, the mantra of perfect wisdom is the mantra of great knowledge, unsurpassed mantra, the mantra equal to the unequal, mantra that thoroughly pacifies all sufferings. Because it is not false, it should be known as the truth. The mantra of perfection wisdom is proclaimed. Tadyatha Om Gate Gate Parangate Parasangate Bodhisoha. Then imagine you have now, the, as the goddess Prajnaparamita has dissolved, and then visualize it just a single ah on your tongue, and then think that all things are not created, and then that also vanishes. Everything vanishes, yourself as Prajnaparamita vanishes, and now say 7 long verbal ahs. Ah. Ah. Now we're going to read the rest of the Heart Sutra. Shariputra, a bodhisattva, the Mahasattva should train in the profound perfection of wisdom in that way. Then the Blessed One arose from the Samadhi and said to the Bodhisattva, the Mahasattva, the superior Avalokiteshvara, well done, well done, well done. One of good lineage. It is just so. One of good lineage. It is like the profound perfection of wisdom should be practiced just as you have taught it. Even the Tathagatas will rejoice in it. Blessed One who has been so spoken, the Venerable Shariputra, the Bodhisattva, the Mahasattva, the Superior Avalokiteshvara, and all that are gathered there, and those of the world, gods, humans, demigods, Gandhras, were filled with admiration and praised the words of the Blessed One. So now, that is the recitation of the Heart Sutra in as yourself as a goddess Prajnaparamita. Usually people read the Heart Sutra in Japan, China. I think people just have no idea what to think. They should be thinking of themselves as none other than the goddess who realized the emptiness, reciting that. So you too have to learn to do that next time. When you read the Heart Sutra, don't just read the Heart Sutra as a prayer, but Heart Sutra is a meditation, that you yourself who is reciting Heart Sutra is Prajnaparamita, and then helping sentient beings. So that's that. Now to do the Ah meditation, single Ah meditation. Yesterday we already did the first one. Now today we're going to do the second one, which is the using let's read through the 4.3.2, everyone. Using analogy, using analogies. Using the analogy. 4 point. Is it 4 point? We did the three. We did the dream analogy yesterday. So let's do this today, the 4.3.2, using illusion analogy. Let's read this together. Just as magicians create horses, elephants, carriages, and various forms in the performance, yet those creations do not exist as they appear. Realize that all things are likewise. Just as when people who are traveling at midday in spring and suffering from thirst may see mirages in the form of whirlpools of water, realize that all things are likewise. Just as the moon rises in the clear sky, shines its vivid reflection in the sea, the moon has, however, not transferred into the sea. Realize all things are likewise. Okay, now sit upright. Just as we read, everything is illusion. We said everything is in the last week's meditation, yesterday's meditation, we said all objects are mind, and then we look, all our mind itself is like a dream. Now, today we're going to say all things, all illusions, all things that we see are mere mental projections, and therefore it's like illusion. If only we create them in our mind, and then we project them into the empty screen, and we think the screen is the thing. We don't think what we have projected anything on the screen. So object that we usually see is nothing but our own projections. Is it not so? So with this in mind, we first do the mentally say long ah. You say mentally ah 7 times long. And during that, you should be very vivid and lucid in awareness of how all things are just our mind. And then, like the illusionist, create illusion with his paraphernalia, but he knows what he created is not real. Likewise, we too should think all the things which project on things, like what we see our father has, or what we see some difficult person is, It's not really difficult. It's what we think he is, we are seeing in him. Beside that, he is not like that at all. He is completely empty of that. So with this in mind, we say mentally 7 hours. Do the same thing with the greater awareness. We try to boost our awareness as we change different way of saying ah. That was mental ah. Now we will do whispering. Whispering means that audible to your collar level. So if somebody is at your this collar level, they can hear you. So it has to be audible to you. Whisperingly say ah 7 times, long one, long. And during that stay, imagine that your eyes open wide and to inform you, all things are not really truly there in the object. He's not really what I think. He's all projection of my mind. And all things are like. Therefore, try to know the object are not object. They are thought about the object. But we have mistakenly thought they are real and independent when they're not. Now we whisper to ourselves. Now we move to say gutturally, that is close your mouth, but sound in your throat. As you make the sound and in the throat by closing your mouth, the nasally, gutturally, pre-guttural, post-nasal sound will be heard, and you've got to really pay attention to that small audible guttural sound. as you sit long, you should know that all things are just like illusion and not real. So don't take literally, don't form opinions, don't form perception. They are not true. They are all your imagination. They're all your mental imagination. Now verbally repeat long R's, just long and loud R, not soft, getting softer, anything like that. Just long and loud R, during which you should feel very clear that the R that you're saying is informing your visual organ as well as the hearing organ, as well as nasal, tactile, olfactory, and all sense objects become so aware that what they see, hear, smell, taste, touch, what we think are not exactly what we think. They're not what it is. It's only what we think. It's all illusion we are creating. So with this in mind, we therefore come to know that the very sounding of Ah makes our five senses sane and wise, that there are no form, no smell, no sound, that are truly and independently there. Unless the form catches contact with eyes, and then eye consciousness think such and such. If it doesn't designate, things doesn't exist from its own side. So with this awareness, we say seven long, loud R's. This is verbal. You can make it really sound R. shouldn't be distracted or becoming dull or like that. You should really see very wakeful. You're waking up each time when you say ah to know things are not totally in the object. It's all my imagining. Ah. Ah. So now we move. Now it's to do the conclusion of this. Yeah, so that's all we can do. There are a few others practice you can do with the echo analogy and laughter, baby's laughter analogy. Those two you can do in yourself. But now we are going to do the conclusion. Conclusion is here as yeah, I think yeah, we're good. Now feel very compassion for all sentient beings. We are fortunate that we have heard and understand the emptiness and single R meditation. And we know how to empty them, not to feel stuck in the thoughts or feelings, perceptions, actions, failings. Now feel compassion for all those other people in sentient beings in the world who suffer because they lack this realization. If they knew this, they can all liberate, wake up, they will free. Now, with this in mind, verbally repeat ah. This ah is become, so start with soft ah, like very small ah, and then get it's verbal ah, then get louder and louder. The idea is to reach your range of your compassion to everyone. Let everybody get informed. You're calling everybody that everything's empty, by the way. They're just your imagination. They don't. He's not. He's not exactly what you thought. He's just what you thought. He's not what you think. Therefore, make them withdraw their imagination, wrong views of someone or something. So with this, with not knowing this, sentient beings are suffering, aren't they? You can see how emaciated they are. They're so opinionated that what they see is what they think of the Father is truly what the Father is like. They don't realize their own expectation and ungratefulness is making them to appear like that. Not knowing this, they're so angry at each other and so forth. And you feel deeply compassionate for both sides. And all beings are in this situation, alas. So try to have very strong compassion, feel compassion to others, and make them hear and know this. Make sure that everybody gets the message. Want you. Next one, as part of the conclusion, uh, is place the hands. Now this is the hand gesture. Place your two hands. So I'll make sure you can see my hands. You put your two thumbs at the root of each ring finger like this. Then place on your thigh or just right next to your stomach and the thigh, the meditative gesture. And while paying attention to the root of the both ring fingers, it is said that the root finger, there is a clotting of blood happens in various parts of the body, particularly through the ring finger, when you have anger, when you have lots of negativities, a lot of hurt and pain and grief and resentment and guilt. When you have these things, they can clot your blood, and because it's too much karmic winds. So now when you press the two root ring fingers, you're trying to prevent the coagulation of the blood. So what you do is fix your attention to the two root fingers and then say the ah, yeah? Say the ah. When you say the ah, imagine that ah that you sound that ah is to be said, gutturally speaking, when you say the ah, and then the ah that you say, there's attention, and then ah, there's you say gutturally vibrates, vibrate enters into single channel, and the sound and air that goes in now, wisdom air, it enters through the central channel, and it goes up, goes up, goes up. So place the hands on your lap, and then there's here. Once attention on the seeing the ah there, then say the long ah, and hold your attention much possible, and this will greatly increase, and the slow once you have got that, then once you learn to do that, let's do that first few times. Hold your hands, right gesture, yeah, thumbs at the root finger, and put it in a lap, and imagine the white syllable I at each of the two fingers, and so you can say ah to try to help your attention to the root fingers. So do that 3 times. So that's to help you to hold the attention. Now, the actualization is that then visualize as you're humming the sound gutturally, just as we were doing, the sound and concentration. Imagine the under your skull and above your brain is a tiny white syllable ah. And then as you say the ah, just as we were doing, and then the seed syllable ah that we say ah, and the white light issues, goes with the central, goes with the ah upwards to the central channel. As you say ah with the closed mouth gutturally, imagine the sound ah is now coming up and exits through the crown chakra. And as it goes to the crown chakra, it then ejects the ah and then goes to every phenomena. As many as there are phenomena in the universe, every phenomena is covered, sealed by ah, sealed by this ah. And so that at that time, then we will do 3 times. We'll do that. And then as we finish, you put your hands up like this, and then I'll show you, and then you like this, and then like this, and look in the sky, and then imagine the ah going up and manifest and multiplies, and completely whole universe is covered in many countless ah. There's no sky, there's no this, no north, no east, no west, no you, no problem. No, everything is just ah. Everything has been become ours. So we will now do that 3 times. Second time. Third and last time. Now we had to do the dedication minute, everyone. So that's all what we can do. And this way you, as we have shown how to do the arm meditation, there are a few other things that we couldn't cover, but you can learn to do the same format carefully. And when you finish it, do that. Let's do the dedication merit and then post meditation instruction. Let's do the dedication merit of the session now. Following all the example, I shall all the excellent body, ever and has been upon the simultaneous elimination of the subjective I and objective mind, the clinging to the self will come to an end. Upon the elimination of these, rebirth will come to an end. Upon the elimination of karma and affliction, one will achieve liberation. There can be no meditation on that which is devoid of a substance. Meditating on something conceived is not meditation, since reality is neither substance nor non-substance. Meditation must be without a conceptual image. So at all times, once you finish your practice, it says, at all times, see, hear, smell, taste, touch, feel, do, say, and think without any judgment, but with a reflexive, lucid clarity of the mind, and be aware that how mind simply designates empty appearances and give them conventional reality, substance, and say mentally, ah. So all things are conventionally labeled by people, but things themselves doesn't come with a label. It's only labeled and agreed to by the person. And therefore, whatever you see is we are about to label something. And then we try to grasp at something with attachment or something with aversion. But if we don't label it, things itself is completely empty. So with this in mind, yeah, you can mentally say ah and do the practices. So with this, we are about to conclude here. Thank you very much, everyone. You can do the repelling obstacles some other times. I think we have just done enough time for tonight. Thank you very much. Ah.